I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '24 Toyota Grand Highlander.
Limited without launch control. Ooh, brake boost.
Automatic transmission.
Yeah, dude.
Woo!
So far, so good.
Horsepower and torque.
265 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque from a 2.4-liter turbo four-cylinder.
All right, so I just found out recently that Grand Highlander is not just an extended Highlander with more room in the back. It's got a different front, different looking hood, different. It's longer, it's wider.
Yes.
What happened to a Grand Caravan just being a longer Caravan, right? Wasn't that a thing?
I understand how you could potentially think that, but at no point did I think this was just a slightly longer Highlander. This is a completely different vehicle.
And then like Highlanders used to look like the Supra with those cool body lines, right?
Yes.
But this just looks like a bigger Corolla Cross.
It does look like a Grand Corolla Cross.
So they went from like, oh, we've got a Supra version SUV to we have a bigger Corolla Cross.
Yes. But anyways, this is actually large and very nice in here. I shockingly fit very comfortably in every row behind myself at 6'1.5". So Toyota's advertising of adults being comfortable in every row in here is 100% accurate.
And the non-Grand Highlander, that regular Highlander, also has 3-row, but it's more of a cheater 3-row.
Exactly. So it's kind of like a Ford Explorer gets that kind of cheater 3-row thing.
Not the Ford Grand Explorer.
No, that would be the Expedition.
That would be the Grand. So it's
but
like
there's the Expedition Max. So like everything after like a Max L, like RX 350L.
So what's the difference between a Marquis and a Grand Marquis? Tell me that.
It's a slightly larger Marquis.
Grand Marquis can fit 6 people. This can fit 7. I don't know why you're not just buying Grand Marquis.
Yes. Oh, and this is a 7-seater. You can also, I believe, get a bench seat depending on the configuration. And this Grand Highlander and even the Highlander are very desirable models, so if you are shopping for one of these, go to tsp.truecar.com for discounted price offers.
Quickly, visit the link before the rest of the viewers do and get that model that you wanted to buy that's in stock.
That's right, in stock. It might be gone by the time this video ends.
By the time it gets to 13 minutes.
Yes.
So looks-wise, front end, you know what it looks like to me?
Are you just going to say it looks like a Corolla Cross?
No.
Okay.
From the front end, it rolled up in my driveway, I'm like, who brought me this large Dodge Hornet?
Okay, it kind of looks like a Jeep Cherokee-ish slightly because the headlights are just like straight lines.
Yeah, and it also looks RAV4-ish too.
Yes.
But at no point am I upset about the looks.
No, there's nothing exciting about it, but there's nothing bad about it whatsoever.
But like, okay, from the driver's seat, this hood is like am I driving a Tundra?
Just raise it up then. It's powered too.
It's still like little kids. This is like the little kids running in front, like danger. But you know, we got 360 cameras. We'll talk about that later. Side view, no more Supra body lines, but nice normal body lines, and we've got okay reddish paint.
Which you actually have to pay extra for, but the coolest part of this car is that it already comes on Continental cross-contact LX20s.
Maybe that's why it's such a smooth ride.
It actually is a very smooth ride in here, highly recommended. And I know it's a little bit early, but you should now be thinking about your winter tire situation, so get some Viking Contact 7s, because that would be the recommended winter tire for this vehicle.
Go a month before everyone starts doing it, because once there's a lineup at the tire chain shop, like, it is a nightmare. Unless you live in Arizona, which never gets snow, in which case, don't worry about it.
He made the joke again.
Okay. I don't like these wheels.
Yeah, they're so plain.
But this is a low trim Grand Highlander. There are 2 trims above it.
Sort of. This is like the upper trim. This is a limited, but there are a hybrid, and then there's a hybrid max above that. Every single one has a different powertrain. There's 3 different powertrains, which is actually pretty crazy. This being the lowest one, so the hybrid is a little bit faster, and the hybrid max has like 100 extra horsepower and 100 extra torque.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're not buying the top trim, you have the base model.
I wouldn't go that far, because on this one you get really nice features like the keyless entry on the door handles, which work on the front and the back.
Yeah, that was nice, but you know, okay, we gotta finish off with the looks. The rear end, okay, what's the badge say on the back?
It's hard to tell depending on the light, because it's the same color as the paint.
Yeah, and then we got no exhaust tips. It's very Corolla Cross back there. I'm very about it.
Should we listen to it from the outside?
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah!
And while rolling,
Dude, it lets you
that's
redline it.
It's not even like dun, 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 it's like brrrah.
Shout out Toyota, because not many cars let you do that, and I did not expect that from this.
Okay, and then the last thing with the looks. The mirrors. They don't fold in when you park it and lock the doors.
You got to get a Lexus for that.
That's why I'm saying this is the basest trim ever.
It's just not a Lexus.
I am going to assume the top trim folds in the mirrors.
Editor, please put in the checkbox from Toyota's website where it says what features it gets.
So overall looks.
Nothing wrong with it.
But I go regular Highlander. We saw a regular Highlander that was blacked out today.
Yeah.
Looked friggin'
whatever,
sick.
Nightshade or Nighthawk or Blackhawk, whatever edition, it looked good.
And you know what else looks really good is the Siennas.
Okay, yeah.
They have a super body line still.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah, Supra.
Soon the minivan is just going to be a Corolla Cross van, and then
Yeah.
and then soon the Supra will be a Corolla Cross too.
That's right, the Supercross. Oh boy. Or the Grand Supra.
Yeah, Grand Supra has 4 seats.
Actually, and it's electric.
It's a completely different model.
And it's an EV based on the RZ. And this is actually based on the same platform as the Lexus TX, which is all new, which hopefully we will be reviewing that soon. So that's a fancier version of this.
I've not heard about that model yet.
Follow us on Instagram, because we actually do post about that stuff. And yes, it's me posting it, because Yuri looks at the post and is like, oh, that car came out.
Okay, I'm going to turn on traction. Cars don't exist until I review them, by the way.
Yes.
And my favorite part about handling this to the cliche corner is when you floor like midway through a turn, stability and traction isn't intrusive. It like gets back on the power right away.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking for a Toyota.
And sorry about that phone bouncing around. I would have put it in the wireless charger, but the wireless charger is made out of the most slippery material of all time. And since this only has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so I foolishly had my phone plugged into this USB and not this USB, which actually gives me wired CarPlay. I need to plug in to charge it. It wouldn't have been like naturally plugged in the whole time.
Yeah, and then put it into this massive square compartment.
And that's where it's bouncing around. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely shine this up with literally the, you know, what's that Christmas movie?
Is a new non-caloric silicone-based kitchen lubricant.
Yeah.
Where he shines up the thing and he goes down the slide. Yeah, or down the mountain. But yeah, that's exactly
Toyota engineering.
That's what it feels like for the wireless charger. Like all the surfaces around it are actually less slick than that surface. I don't know what they were thinking for that part.
And when you put the phone there, it goes fax machine.
Oh.
I got in the car, I'm like, what the heck is that? Oh, look at all this traffic ahead of me. Good thing my car stops on its own. I think it's your turn to drive and explain the worst feature ever
We'll get into that real quick.
that I've seen nobody else talk about. Because they got a free trip to Hawaii.
Exactly.
You shut your mouth when you go to Hawaii for free.
We did not go to Hawaii, just full disclosure. We weren't even invited. We definitely would have went.
Yeah, and you would have never heard about this feature.
Launch control.
Come on, Dad, get us to soccer faster. Yeah.
It's not bad. And that 8-speed auto transmission is actually lovely. It is not a CVT, but if you opt for the hybrid, you get a CVT.
Yeah, but I feel like CVTs work with hybrids and stuff.
Yeah, they're sometimes okay, and the Toyota ones are actually pretty decent for the most part.
Yo, it's hard to hear you. This doesn't have cabin talk or anything. It doesn't have cameras back here. It doesn't have like a flip down mirror.
Yeah, do you want to hop back in the front, or do you want to just
After
stay blurry?
cliche corner, I want to feel the pain.
All right, so I'll stay in sport mode, which Yuri was also driving in, which doesn't really do much. This doesn't have adaptive dampers or anything like that. It basically just changes the throttle position. Okay, here we go. Yuri, how are you doing back there?
This feels really different. It feels like I'm gonna get launched out the side.
This is actually not bad. Yeah, it's kind of doing the thing where it reels you in. It's all-wheel drive. It's actually really decent. It's not fantastic, but it's not the worst. And then the bump, very comfortable.
There is so much worse out there.
Yes.
When it comes to stability, control, and traction. Now let me get in the front seat. Wait, ride up on this guy as hard as you can.
Okay, we got
and
an
let's
F-150
talk about
in
the
front.
brakes.
Okay, so it's automatically braking for me. This is terrifying.
Oh God, I'm so scared. You didn't even touch the brakes.
No.
But it lit up in the gauge cluster. All right.
Get back here.
Clap transition.
Ready?
Okay. Okay, so this has a lot of safety features.
Yes.
Really good. Blind spot monitoring, blah, 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 all that stuff. Adaptive cruise, lane keep. It's nice. But what this has that sucks. Well, it has front collision assist, which is
Yes.
good. You want that.
Yeah.
But no matter what setting you set it to, low, medium, or high, and I also don't know which one is low or high,
Okay.
it automatically starts braking for you like no other car would, like an electric car almost.
Yes, like it's like doing regen braking, but you have to assume that it's going to come in when it gets to a set distance based on the car in front of you.
It feels like it's doing adaptive cruise while you're driving without adaptive cruise. But then it won't come to a full stop. It's like, brake, 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 why aren't you braking? And it's like, because you were braking for me. I'm so freaking confused.
It's very inconsistent, and it's not a good feature.
And like, you don't want to turn it off because the whole point of having like a big, safe family car is to be safe.
Yes.
Like, I'm not buying this to have all my traction and everything off.
Right, because that's tied to the front collision assist.
I assume, like, maybe, because it is the front collision assist. I'm just so confused. And I'm like,
anyways, it is not a good feature. The best part of that bad feature is that you know when your brake lights are on because it illuminates in the bottom of the gauge cluster. And that's how you can kind of like, oh, why is my car braking? Oh, yes, my brake lights are actually on.
It took me a while to figure. I'm like, why did I not turn off adaptive cruise? Did I not turn off adaptive cruise? And I can see someone buying this and just like never knowing and then forming a bad habit.
Yes.
Where they don't hit the brakes and then they get into like their second car or someone else's car or a rental car and like, why isn't the car stopping? Bam.
Yeah, I do agree that this is a really bad implementation of a feature that we don't even probably think should exist. It's a little crazy.
It goes on too early, way too early. But the gauge cluster is cool.
It is full digital.
We can customize it, do a whole bunch of stuff, just like most Toyotas.
Yeah, and then the drive modes, when you change them, all the animations change. It's actually quite nice. And apparently you can even go rock and dirt in a vehicle like this.
Yeah, I got some good ground clearance.
And it is all-wheel drive, obviously. Yeah. In America, you can get front-wheel drive. I don't think you can in Canada.
Nah, they never do that here.
Yeah.
All right, infotainment screen. What's really nice, hard buttons for climate everywhere.
Yeah, so they solved the problem that they've had in other vehicles that they've been implementing this large screen in.
I just got out of the X5M, the new one, and I couldn't do any, like I was trying to do the climate. It was the hardest thing ever, like the dumbest infotainment there.
Yep.
This is good. But then this has a bad infotainment screen because you have no hard buttons to get to anywhere, to get back. Like if you're in CarPlay, there's no home button. You got to click, 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 touch the Toyota button, go back, change your radios and stuff, come back, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like this infotainment still. Put that left bar on at all times.
But we do have a really nice 360 camera where you can also see below the vehicle, like a Land Rover or Range Rover, which is pretty cool.
We got the egg mode and stuff. We got other cool stuff. But you know what we don't have is a mode like a Kia Hyundai Genesis where it'll show where your front tire is, see if you're going to hit the curb or not.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, we got see-through, we got this, we got a friggin' egg. It's like, can I see the actual front tire? They're like, oh, hell no. And this one does not have auto parking, which I assume would go right next to this view button, which is nice that it's a hard button.
Yes, exactly. And then we have a nice, hard, long shifter. Doesn't feel weird or anything like that. And the car is automatically braking for the car in front of me right now.
Which is psychotic. And
yes.
Okay, to put this car from park into R&D,
yes,
it's like the hardest transition of any modern car.
Yeah. You do have to put some effort, which I actually kind of like. I don't like all these loosey-goosey shifters that we're dealing with these days. This is actually like refreshing.
Okay, what's cool about this armrest is that like it's just the middle part, so when you open it, you can still have your elbow on stuff.
Yeah, and then this is like not the softest, but it's soft enough where I don't need to complain about it. And then the steering wheel is also really nice. These, I assume it's fake leather or whatever it is. It feels decent.
Click your paddles.
Oh yeah, good one.
I don't have any, but you got the manual shifting here. Good buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah, and then again, that suspension. They nailed the suspension on this car in terms of comfort. So going over the cliche corner bump and everything else that we've encountered, it's been super soft and supple.
Okay, so many USB ports.
Yes, and they're all USB-C, right?
Yeah.
But we even have them in the third row, which is pretty impressive. What about the visors, Yuri?
It can fit coffee cups. I think they'll slide. Good. 3, 2, 1.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're just trying to push harder and harder, hope they fly off.
That's only Volkswagen.
Do something viral so we get some friggin' views again. Just like this. Subscribe to our channel if you're watching this right now, and subscribe on your parents' or uncle's or aunt's device. I asked my uncle, I'm like, you watch my YouTube, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you subscribed? He's like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you logged in? He's like, I gotta go find my passwords. I'm like, just just it's okay.
Yeah, as long as you keep watching and the videos keep getting recommended to you, that's cool too.
Subscribe for your parents or grandparents.
Yes, and
or
then you can
uncles.
put the phone in this lovely shelf right in front of you, which is actually quite nice. And then we got this fake wood trim, which whatever they printed this printer on, it looks amazing.
So this interior is made for adults, but chances are it's going to be like teenagers in all 3 rows, right? Because
Yeah,
we were
and
talking
like-
about this. You don't see adults in the back seats of cars unless it's like an emergency situation or you're getting picked up from the airport.
Yeah, or like, people our age carrying our parents in the back or whatever.
Yeah, and
sometimes
that
for
rarely
short
happens.
trips.
Most people usually just drive themselves. Like, I
Exactly,
feel like
yes.
as adults, like it may be not good for the environment, but you just take your own car. Adults don't sit in the back row.
No,
Not
for
even like
most
the
part.
middle row. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just teenagers, and then your friends as teenagers when you're teenagers.
And then kids with boogers, and you got to protect your carpets. How would you do that?
Get a set of TuxMat. They are coming soon for this vehicle at the time of filming, so check out what they have for your car. Go to tuxmat.com/TheStraightPipes.
It will not be the same as the Highlander because that is not the same car.
Yeah, you can't just stretch those mats and make it work into this.
Will front Highlander mats fit in a front Grand Highlander?
I highly doubt it. I don't think so. TuxMat, let us know. Oh, and then these seats are actually really comfortable. No complaints. There's not too much bolstering, but just enough for a car like this. The material is actually quite nice, and they are heated and cooled with a hard button.
Yo, only forward back lumbar.
Yeah, it's not a Lexus,
it's
and
a-
it's not a top tier Lexus either.
Base model. That's like, apparently the new Tacoma's getting up, down, forward, back. So they're finally moving forward.
pretty
stuff.
nice.
But like, yo.
It's just an extra little bubble back there, or whatever it is.
It's just like, yeah.
Yeah. But this being a limited near the top trim, we also have memory seats for the driver, which is a powered seat.
You know what else the driver has?
What's that?
A hood that literally vibrates because they used the cheapest, most base metal ever, and you just have reflections vibrating while driving, which is like so
Yeah,
distracting, and
it
like
is.
that makes me feel like I bought a Corolla.
Yeah, like
Just like they made the looks look.
they should have added an extra strip of weather stripping on the inside or
Has
something or like thicker sheet metal, because I have noticed at stop signs, which I'm about to show, is that it actually vibrates the car. Like the whole engine kind of vibrates a little bit right now. Like you can kind of feel it a little bit when the stop start. There, feel it a little bit, and then that's when you can see the hood vibrating as well.
But you know where the reflections don't matter in the hood?
Where?
Hawaii. You get the beautiful scenery of the ocean. You know, I don't notice what reflections.
Maybe they thought they were the waves, the natural
yeah,
waves.
the waves.
So nobody
That's-
noticed.
Nobody noticed. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yo, I wouldn't notice either at a 5-star resort in Hawaii.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get to the price.
Let's get to the price.
You can get one of these bad boys at $53,535.
Canadian.
But this one that we are driving is $57,945.
And I assume you had to order it 3 years ago because my neighbor has been waiting for his hybrid regular Highlander for almost 2 years. I'm literally trying to figure out when it's coming. Toyota said by the end of the year.
Okay.
And you know what he did in the meantime? He bought a 2013 Santa Fe XL.
Okay.
And what I told him, I'm like, look, the Highlanders are like one of the most stolen cars in Toronto. Every car's getting stolen in Toronto. They end up in West Africa. CBC Marketplace did a thing. They found the guy's car, called him, yo, we got your car.
Next, we go inside the fight to stop cars from being stolen.
I told him, you got to clear out your garage so you can park this car in there, and you have to block it in with your other car, or else it's 100% going to get stolen, right?
Potentially.
Like,
Likely.
Vote with your dollars. The security of that vehicle and your ability to prevent it being stolen.
when his allocation comes in, I told him he should get it, drive it for a minute, sell it back for 15 grand to the dealership so that they could sell it back for 20 grand to someone else, and then use that money to cover the Santa Fe.
What I found the most ridiculous of what you just said is an allocation for a Highlander.
Yeah.
Because it's so true. It's kind of crazy.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Cool SUV.
Yeah, this is actually really nice. I would recommend purchasing one of these, and I don't say that for many.
Stop hitting the brakes, bro.
Dude, it's not me. It's the car in front of me making this car do it. But I would actually still recommend it. I couldn't live with it because of the braking system, but if I found a way to actually turn off only that part of the braking system, I would give it 6 thumbs up if I could. But I can't, so only one.